everyone. Hi, happy Wednesday. Welcome to Lunch Break with ATI. I'm Cindy Collins, one of the co-founders of Actors Theater of Indiana, the professional resident theater company at the Center for the Performing Arts in Carmel, Indiana, USA. And this week, again, take two. I have Lizzie Farrell. She was on last week, but we were having some technical difficulties and things were glitching in the building. So we were like in and out. It was a bit of a mess, but things have been fixed by, thank you, Scott Osborne. So Scott has fixed everything. He's wonderful. He runs this entire podcast. And so hopefully everything will be great. And we'll redo our interview.
Yes.
So Lizzie is our kid. Dawn, Judy, and myself, really. So she has one dad, two moms. It's a hullabalooza.
Oh, yeah.
She just finished her freshman year at IU.
Yep.
Say what you're majoring in.
I'm a double major, psychology and theater, and then an unofficial minor in Japanese. I have some friends in the class, so it's kind of more like a ride or die situation to see, like, how many years I do. But
I think you'll do okay. She's very good at Japanese, which is pretty impressive, and nobody told her to do that. You decided that on your own in high school.
A lot of my friends did it our freshman year, and so, I mean...
So this is your fourth year of Japanese?
Kind of, because, like, you restart at the very... Like, I took a placement exam for IU, and technically I placed for second semester.
Yes.
But I knew there was going to be stuff I hadn't learned yet, and so I just took... And you have to take 2 years for your BA, but it doesn't matter, like, where you're at. It doesn't, like, advance you in those 2 years. So I was like, I'll just start from the beginning, and that was a good idea.
Because there was review. There was review for you.
So much. The first semester, basically all review. But there were like some terms that we didn't really learn, or like I just didn't remember learning.
Yeah.
And also second semester was like so much more difficult. So if I had just jumped into that, I probably would not have continued with Japanese.
Lizzie went to Carmel High School, and that high school is great in my opinion. Yeah. So they really prep them. I mean, it's a public school, but they really prep them very well for college.
I would say so. I feel like college has been a lot easier than high school, actually. I mean, of course, for high school, you have to wake up early every day, and, like, it's an 8-hour every day. So it feels like more time, and, like, you have, like, 8 classes every semester.
Yeah.
Or 7 because of the study hall thing we have.
Right.
But still, I felt like college was easier.
Yeah, you said that.
But it's also freshman year, so I can't really gauge that yet.
Yeah, so going into sophomore year. Now, let me ask you this. So, you were born.
Yes.
And as we all were.
As we all are.
You were born. And that was a good start. Started out well. But in 2005,
yes,
which is actually when Actors Theater of Indiana was incorporated. We incorporated the company in 2005. That was a whirlwind. Your mother had you.
Yes.
The company was incorporated. Everybody bought homes and cars and moved to Indiana. So, so that was a lot going on. So you actually, and we always talk about this, are as old as the company.
Yeah.
You and the company have kind of grown up together. So you've grown up with the company. I can't even imagine. I mean, I know how crazy and Looney Toony it was
I'm
sometimes.
Used to it
how
by
busy
now.
Everybody was.
Yeah.
And everything that, went on with growing the company and keeping the company going. And there you were in the midst of it. But, I mean, what was that like?
I don't know. Well, I would always get, like, if you guys had a show or something, and I was on the younger side, I'd always get babysat by somebody there, usually, like, in a rehearsal room or something. You guys tell me about times when I'd be in the audience, like, or something when I was younger. I mean, I obviously can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've grown up around theater people my whole life, so I'm kind of used to it. Like, people... The other day, you woke me up by belting singing, and I'm just used to it at this point.
Oh.
But that's like my life.
It's quite an alarm. Wake me up, too.
Yeah. No, I'm used to the chaos, but, like, I welcome it, you know. It keeps life entertaining. I mean, I grew up, like, I would say I know more, not as mainstream shows because, with ATI, you guys you always have a smaller space, so you have a smaller cast.
Mm-hmm.
So usually you have to do shows that have smaller casts. Like, I probably wouldn't have known Xanadu.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I remember seeing that with, like, my friends when I was
Right.
younger, and we all loved that.
Right.
Other shows, too, like when you guys did Frog and Toad, that was my favorite.
Yeah,
and they
everybody loved that.
They did that growing up a lot for me, too.
That's true.
And I love Frog and Toad now, not just because of, like, the story behind, like, why it was made and stuff
That's
like
right.
that, but also, like, the musical. It's nostalgic. I don't know.
And you got... I mean, nobody ever pushed you into the arts, but nobody...
Well, I mean, I grew up with it, of course.
Right, but nobody, none of us ever said, well, Lizzie, you have to be in choir. You have to be in the plays. You have to be in the music. Nobody ever said that to you. It kind of
just happened.
You made your own path, and it kind of happened. And you were very involved since, I'm going to count middle school when we were in the show choir. Carmel Middle School has a show choir. They're the only middle school that has a show choir
At least that I know of.
Maybe here.
Yeah.
Here. And so you were in that show choir, and that was the first. That was not easy.
No,
you had to learn a lot.
It was hard. The choreography, even though it was a middle school, they still gave us like pretty.
I think so too.
Intense stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, of course, it's middle school. It's not going to be like the best thing ever, but
No.
it definitely helped me because I was definitely a singer first, and I'd still say I am. But before that, and then that was like the beginning of what got me into show choir, and I would be able to say like that I can dance now. I mean, I can't tap yet. I might take a class at IU. I don't know.
You've taken a few classes of tap, but that show choir, it was hard. Yeah. It was hard. Trisha Scheides runs the department over
middle
there.
School, yeah.
Middle school. She's tough, but it really pushed the kids, and like in a good way, and really pushed you, and you learned a lot. So when you went to the high school, those kids from Carmel Middle School, and you went to the high school, you guys were ahead of the game.
I would say so. Usually, if you went to Carmel Middle, those were a lot of the people who ended up getting in ambassadors or like accents.
Right,
I
which you
would
were
say.
She was in Accents 3 years, and Select Sound, the a cappella group, which is really hard to get into. What, 18 kids get in, maybe?
It's
18?
It was weird because my freshman year, you can't get in at freshman year. You have like a placement choir you get in. There's like the girls choir and like the boys choir.
Right.
That you get into for your freshman year, just kind of feel everything out so they can get to know you and know like if you're, on top of your game, if they can like count on you to be in those choirs and like to learn your choreography and stuff like that. But yeah, I got in accents, which I decided to stay in for 3 years just because like, when you mix girls and guys together, there's sometimes drama, and I just, like, didn't want that, like, I'm already in high school, I don't need more, And then Select Sound, that one's a very intimate group, because there's, like, way less people, so it's very different each year. Like, my first year in there, it was still, like, hybrid, which was, like, I had school every other day.
It was COVID.
It was COVID.
Right.
And I had school every other day. And because there's been a history of always having 20 kids in it, but that year she had 18. And there were 18 of us, and because we were split up by last name, we had 5 people in our class, and everyone else was on the other day. I had
because of COVID?
I think I had 8 maybe.
Oh.
In my,
no. They had to split you, right.
I had less people in my day, and then they had more people on the other day. And also they had, like, all the veterans were the other day. And we'd have to, which you don't have to do with Select Sound now. Like, now that I know what, like, the normal is from my senior year of high school, we had to, rehearse every other Wednesday. Because I didn't know the rest of the group.
Well, that's because it was COVID. And COVID was whacked
so
out.
Bizarre.
And everything with school was virtual. And then when you started to go, like you said, it was every other day.
It was so bizarre,
So the choirs were split up anyway. Catherine Coons runs the choir department at the high school, and she is exceptional. And she's really one of the best choir directors I have ever come across. I mean, the choirs there are exceptional. All of them are really great. But the ambassadors and the accents are the competitive show choirs.
Well, there's New Edition as well.
Oh, and New Edition. Yes. And New Edition is a competitive show choir, too. But that Select Sound, it's very difficult to get into. Now I'm going to be, like, being proud. Very, very difficult to get into. and it is kind of elite. And like I said, only 18 to 20 kids out of 500 get in this group. And you are a 3-year veteran of accents and select sound.
Yeah.
So not a lot of people are. And you chose to stay with accents, like you said, and I was glad you did, because that choir is the all-women's choir. It's very empowering, girl power, and Catherine Coons makes it very, she makes it that way. The first time I saw the accents, when you were a freshman, and we went to the we went to the Christmas Spectacular. And we went.
I'm even forgetting what it's called.
And
the title.
Yeah, Holiday Spec.
There you go.
We would go to Holiday Spec when you were, and then the other choir concerts, and you were a freshman. And I saw that the accent sing. I thought, oh, this is fantastic. This is incredible, because you could feel how empowered they were as women all together.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm glad you stayed with them, because I think that's very important for young women. And Catherine Coons really, I think she really, I like how she pushes that in that group.
Oh, yeah. And then Slick Sound my freshman year as well, I got to see, they did a song called Light in the Hallway. Or no, it was, they do their phones. It's the Hymn of Axiom.
Is that what Jillian did?
Yes.
With the phones?
My friend Jillian, amazing, so intelligent. She had arranged this piece. She was a sophomore in the group when I was a freshman, in the other group. And she had arranged this piece, and it was so good. I was, like, crying watching it. And then I got to be in the group the next year, and, like, we became really good friends. And then her senior year, we did it again.
That's right, I remember that.
And it was so...
It's really good.
Oh, so good.
It's really good.
There's so much dissonance. It's just so well arranged. And I was like...
Yeah, Jillian arranged some very...
She's so smart. I love her.
Yeah, she's really smart.
She's in Canada now.
And
she's doing
going
great.
to school in Canada. Very exceptional musician. But in that select sound, you all had to be good musicians.
We had to arrange, too. That was, like, part of it. Like, we'd have to... one assignment every year we'd have to be getting, like, grouped up, like, maybe 3 groups or more or less. I don't really remember exactly. But we'd have to, like, make a mashup or something, and we'd kind of have to arrange it. It was kind of just, like, flying by the seat of our pants, figuring it out.
Yeah,
but it was
you, right?
good to do, for sure, yeah.
And now you're at IU, and you were in Be More Chill.
Yes, that was the beginning of my freshman year, yes.
Yeah, you were in that. You're taking acting classes. You're going to take private voice next year?
Yes. It's like it counts as a class, but I take it like for 1 hour every week, which will be nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, do you, with the company and growing up and doing and all that, do you, I wonder, you say you're used to it, and kids grow up with certain things, and they are used to it. The way you grow up, you grow up.
Yeah.
I mean, and other people are like I'm asking you, oh, how was that?
Yeah.
Oh, that must have been, was it fun all the time? Was it, but I think it's just the way you grew up.
I think it's the way I grew up, and I was talking, one of my other friends, Jack, his dad actually does stuff for Constellation, and so it's weird, because I've never really met another person who has, like, grew up around the same kind of experience of, like, their parent running, like, a thing, like, acting company type deal. So we talked, and I think it gives you a really good insight, because you don't have to major in musical theater to be in musical theater. And I think we had a full-blown conversation about it, being like, I'm glad I have these parents, because I would just go straight into musical theater. And it's always good, being passionate like that is great, but it's always good to have, like, a backup, and, like, I think realistically what I probably want to do is do musical theater on the side as well, more as, like, a hobby and, like, a freeing thing, rather than, like, oh my gosh, I have to gig or else I'm not going to be paying my bills, which, growing up around it too, that also, I've seen that side of, like, I mean, people say it and talk about it too, but, like, still, like, that you have to gig, and, like, the pressure of, like, having to audition all the time, like, I want to do that for me rather than, like, for me and I have to pay my bills. It can be, like, a nice, like, on the side thing.
Right.
But, yeah, we talked about that, and I thought that was really interesting, and having that background with you guys, knowing that I don't have to, balls to the walls, go straight for it. I mean, come on, really. In major musical theater, like...
she did grow up with me.
I did.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
so I can do that, and I decided I wanted to major in theater because I feel like I've danced a lot, I've sang a lot. I feel like I haven't really had as much acting experience.
No, you haven't. That's true.
As I have the other, and so I felt, if I major in this, I can strengthen that ability.
And you have good teachers there.
Oh yeah. I just worked with Ainsley Valentine.
Very good.
Someone they know. My mom went to high school with him. He's great.
Did she?
Yes. He told me that. I was like, what?
He went to North Central? I don't know. Did he?
Yeah. He told me that.
He's very nice, and
he was in high school
good.
shows with her, is what he told me. I was like,
very good.
Yeah. And he was great. He's really sweet. Yes. I haven't had a lot of experience yet because that was my first acting class. Because I took like Theater 101, which is like history and stuff like that. Right. And like
But you'll get that.
Another class, yeah.
You'll continue to get that. And I think, like we said, we never push you to do anything. You do what your path.
It's fun.
You do what you feel that you need to do in life. And I think, that's just the way to do it anyway. I mean, kids are going to find their own way, and you will, because you're smart. And then you'll be a Japanese interpreter or something. And
that would be really hard.
That's really hard.
That'd be really hard.
But anyway, still impressive. 4 years. Okay, last question, then we're going to wrap it up. Mm-hmm. So, after all this, the company, Actors Theater of India, is moving into its, 20th season.
Yes.
And you're going to be 20 in January.
In January.
Right, and that's 20 years. I'll tell you, when you were born and you were in your little, the car carrier, but you take it out of the car and the handles, and you carry the kid. And we were down in Atlanta doing a show. And you were like itty bitty, and your mother brought you to the sound check. We had a show that night, and we were on stage as a sound check. She put you down on the stage. There you were in your little carrier, just during sound check. Yeah. And then you used to run into rehearsals sometimes. You're so tiny, so little. You come in at rehearsals, and you're so damn cute. I mean, you're still cute, but boy, you were cute. And So you are right. It's just kind of whether it's in your blood or not, which it is.
Yeah.
Because of your parents that you came from.
Well, and my grandma taught music too.
And Judy's mother was a music teacher, Nell. And so, Nell Fitzgerald. So, yes, that's true. That's true. She was a music teacher. And she still can play.
Oh, my gosh,
She still can play the piano, and she's 93. So, it is in your blood, but even growing up around it, it heightened that, you think?
I think so. I mean, I'm used to theater people. I like theater people. They're very welcoming for the most part. Like, I feel like that's part of the nature as well. I mean, I can probably, because I was around, older people, like adults when I was younger like that, I'd say I can talk to adults better. I mean, I'm getting to the point where, like, everyone can, but, like, when I was younger especially, I feel like I could talk to adults without, like, because I knew what they found funny because I was around you guys and all of that.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. I'm glad I grew up with it, for sure. It's a different experience than other people get, and I don't know. It helped me be confident in who I am. I love to sing. I probably wouldn't be singing as much without this environment. I mean, you say you didn't push me into it, but you definitely helped me into it. Like,
right.
Like when I was in elementary school choir, I just did it because, that's what I knew.
Right.
And you guys were like, yeah, just do it.
Right.
And then I've just done it from there. It's not like you pushed me into it, but definitely it's my nature.
It was like your natural course, you think?
I think
just
so.
Through school?
Yeah. I mean, you encouraged me.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm glad.
I'm glad too, yeah.
Okay. All right. Before we go, I must
way.
I must give a shout out to the Rangers. Come on, Rangers.
Woo.
They go back down to North Carolina. They're playing the Hurricanes in the Stanley Cup playoff. They go back down there tomorrow night. Woo! So it's they are up 3-2, and they did not win the game at the Garden the other night. But come on, boys. Let's go. Come on, Rangers. Come on. Beat those Hurricanes. I have to. I just had to give a little shout out to them. Okay, because the Devils, New Jersey Devils, are not in the playoffs, and I grew up watching the Rangers. My father loved the Rangers. So, okay, that's that. Lizzie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'm glad we got to do this with no glitches. Thank you, Scotty.
Yes.
And thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining us for Lunch Break with ATI. And we'll see you next week, whoever the mystery guest will be here sitting with me. Bye. I'm Cindy Collins.
Bye.
Oh, wait. So this weekend, I give myself a plug. This weekend, I am doing the Melange series with the Gregory Hancock Dance Company at the Florence Theater. It's their little studio over on Gradle, and it's very interesting. It's a singer, a visual artist, and a dancer. And there are 3 shows. There's 2 on Saturday at 5 and 7:30, and 1 on Sunday at 3. So it's the 18th and the 19th this weekend. I'm the singer. Gregory Hancock is one of his dancers, Olivia. She's wonderful. And then the visual artist, who I do not know, but just go to their website and look it up and come see it. And it's in their little studio, the Florence, which is a really intimate, nice little black box. And there's no rehearsals. And no rehearsal. We just go in and I do my set of songs, and it's full-on natural creation of what the dancer does and what the visual artist does. And you can buy the artwork after the show. You can bid on it and buy it, what the artist does. It's very interesting. So check that out. All right, thank you so much. Now we're really leaving. And Lizzie, oh God, Lizzie Farrell,
Yes.
Cindy Collins, goodbye.
Bye.